Hello everyone and welcome to my video. This video actually might be a little bit on the long side, so I would go grab a cup of coffee or a fruit smoothie and let's just go straight into it. So I'm going to be doing some show and tell of what happens when I mix glycerin with some pure pigment and then also some more powder. And here's the glycerin that I used for the relief of chapped skin. This is a popular ingredient in cosmetics. Here's the bottle. Very interesting texture for this glycerin. It's sort of jelly type. And here is the pure pigment. And what I did is I mixed these two together along with some RCMA powder and also argan oil, and then also some rubbing alcohol. And I used a contact case, and this is the finished product. I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer so you can see it. And it was a very interesting experiment, mixing especially these two together. I was expecting the glycerin to dry down, but actually it's sort of like a jelly type product. And comment down below if you've ever tried to make your own liquid eyeliners or eyeshadows. And the other thing that I also noticed is that because it was so sticky, I started to add in a lot of the RCMA powder to make the mixture a lot more thicker. Then I added in the argan oil, but then it seemed to get a little bit even more greasy. And I've been wearing this eyeshadow on my eyelids, and it stays there for the 8 hours, but I just wouldn't want to touch my eyes. And it's even worse if you have contacts, because then you'd want to put contact solution or like eye drops into your eyes while you're wearing your contacts. But then you also don't want to touch this sort of greasy product on your eyelashes or eyelid. That's a mouthful. I also want to show you some of the other brushes. These are always really good to use with liquid or cream eyeliners. So these sharp angled brushes. And this flat one too as well. Come to think of it, maybe I should have just went out and got some glitter glue. But I just really wanted to try to see what would happen when I use this glycerin for the first time. And I also thought I would do a little demo. So I've got some more powder over here. And this is some crushed brown powder that I've gotten from a old highlighter that I had, or actually I think it was a bronzer. And what I'm trying to attempt to do is to make some brown eyeshadow, very similar to this one over here in the corner. And I'm also finding that it's also a lot of work, so that's why most people don't go around trying to make their own makeup, to be honest. There's lots of kits out there on using pigment and to make your own eyeshadow, and the proper tools. They're even tiny little measuring sort of spatula cups to get a more accurate measurements. I've been just been fooling around and just adding in the pigment and the glycerin, and just coming up with every consistency that I thought would be good to work with. I think actually what I'm going to do is I'll just do a little swatch of this. And I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you can see the product. One thing I hate about eyeshadows is the fallout. And you can see that there's none. But you also have to really take your time making the mixture to make sure that the pigment gets all mixed in with the glycerin. Okay, let's see. You can see it's kind of gooey. And I'm just going to do a little swatch here. And there's not really much there. I think with this one I probably added in too much powder, the RMC powder. It's a very bright pigment. Okay, so I probably should have added more of the pigment to this mixture. I'll just show you a swatch of the actual pigment. Just gonna a little dab. I would put a bunch of paper towels down if you're going to be trying to mix pigment with anything, because it's going to turn into a hot mess. Same thing with glitter. And there we go. That's just a little sample there. Just bring it up a little bit closer. It looks pretty much the same, doesn't it? Actually, this is without the RMC powder and the glycerin. This is actually a little bit more shinier. Alright, so let's just get into this with the brown powder. There we go.